Hi, I'm Mikida.
And I'm Briana Tom.
Today we're going to be asking each other some questions.
And swapping some snacks. We each have a set of questions to ask each other, and when we pull out this card, snack time, that says snack time, we are going to be exchanging our favorite snacks. So are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Do you recall a specific moment that confirmed chemical engineering was the right field for you?
I would definitely have to say it was thermodynamics class. I know, that's the crazy one to say because most people are like, that class was so hard. But for me, when I was going through it, everything just seemed to really click. And it's during your second semester, during your sophomore year, your first year, you're kind of just taking your core classes. You're not really in the major yet. And then by the time we got to that class, I was like, okay, I understand what this is supposed to be. And I can see myself actually doing chemical engineering.
Wow. Yeah, that's not what I would have thought.
Yeah. Who or what inspired you to become an engineer?
I would say for the most part it was my family because most of them are actually engineers, all in different fields, and a good amount of them actually went to this school.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I would hear stories like from people like my brother who was actually an environmental engineer, and he would talk about like dealing with oil spills and like asbestos. And I just thought I would, join the ranks.
So following your family's footsteps?
Pretty much, yeah. That was pretty cool. When you were a student, what was your favorite activity to be involved in outside of your classes?
So I was highly involved with student life, and I actually participated and helped organize the late night UB programs. Not sure if that's still something here, but it was fun kind of like planning the events, and then you also got to assist with opening weekend and then Ooze Fest, which is always a blast. So it was, and I'm still like best friends with one of the girls that I met on there. So
wow, so a lot of benefits come from that.
Out of all the departments in C's, what drew you to environmental engineering?
So at first, before coming to UB, I was debating actually between chemical and environmental, and during my time in high school, there was a little illness going around called COVID. So at the time there would be news about it. And there was actually news about environmental engineering and now how they helped with COVID because they were able to track the wastewater and see what communities were affected. And I just thought that was really unique and at the time just really important. And then actually during one of my UB tours, we saw one of the labs that was tracking wastewater. So I got to see students working with all this cool machinery. And I was like, yep, I'm an environmental engineer now.
Oh, nice.
Or well, want to be.
Is that what you want to pursue for career-wise?
Yeah, actually. So, yeah.
Nice.
So what did you expect your career to look like after you graduated from UB? And how does that compare to what you're doing today?
So when I graduated, I thought that I was going to be working in a plant and working my way up to become a plant operator. I actually started my career in a local plant here in Buffalo, and then I quickly found out that was not for me. And I reevaluated my skill set and what interested me, and I eventually moved to my current company, which is Harper International, and I'm a sales engineer there. So I get to combine conversations with engineers to dive deep into their technical problems. It's kind of a different process every single day, and also help them on the business side with their bottom lines, their operating costs. And so it's a good combination, I felt, of what I actually enjoyed doing at the end of the day, and now I'm here.
Yeah, wow, I've never actually really heard of that before. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's I feel like it's a different path that most people don't take in engineering. So I would definitely say it's quite unique, and if you have a skill set that you enjoy communicating with people and problem solving, then that's an option for you.
Yeah, have to think about that.
Ooh, snack time!
Yes, let's go.
So these are almond cookies. When I was growing up, These were a common cookie in my household. So I am 100% Chinese. My mom came over when she was 8. She's from Hong Kong, and my dad was the first one born here in his family. And whenever we would go to the Asian market to shop for food and make meals at home, this was always something that they kind of picked up as a treat to give my sister and me. And I was so obsessed with them. I think once I ate an entire package by myself. But I liked them because it wasn't like too sweet, and it was still like it's a cookie though.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
And good taste.
Yeah. Oh, glad you like them.
What is something you've accomplished since graduating from UB that you were proudest of?
I would say the thing that I'm most proudest of career-wise is probably making Buffalo Business First 30 Under 30. That was kind of a huge culmination of excelling in my career and then also being involved in the Buffalo community, especially since I'm not from here. It kind of felt like I've fully been ingrained as a Buffalonian, and it's just kind of a proud moment also to like share with my family, with them being immigrants as well.
Yeah, well, more than just a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
What has been your favorite class so far, and what was the most interesting thing you learned in it?
So definitely it would be my environmental engineering lab, because it puts, environmental engineering into practice. So I get to deal with a lot of water. We dealt with soil a little bit, but I didn't really care for that as much. And recently, the most interesting thing I learned was about microorganisms in water, because we got to learn how to basically grow these little guys on little agar plates. And we got to just count them or gram stain them and look at them under the microscope. And that was just cool because we didn't necessarily identify them, but we got to describe their morphology or even smell. So, yeah,
Nice.
it's enjoyable. If you could go back to a time to offer yourself a piece of advice during your first year at UB, what would it be?
Ooh, back to my first year. I would definitely say it would be to talk to my teachers more during my first year. I feel like during my first year, you're just so overwhelmed with moving to Buffalo, meeting all these new people, you want to get really involved. And I didn't really think about how important it was to kind of get to know my professors and knowing that they could be part of my network or mentors, and actually what a good resource that they were besides just teaching me engineering. So I think I would definitely say to do that.
Yeah, I might need to follow that advice myself.
What are you working on right now that you are the most excited about?
Well, currently finals are coming up, so that's taking up a little time.
Yeah.
But actually with my club that I'm in, Engineers for a Sustainable World, or ESW, we have been planning for next semester. So we just have been planning events and projects, so sustainable crafts usually, or with projects just the layout of what we want to do, so by the end of the semester we have a nice product or just cool results to basically show others hey, we did this.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's snack time!
Ah, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. So do you know this trick of when you actually have a snack bag?
Oh.
So actually, now can be a nice little bowl for us.
That's actually really cool. These are Cheeto Puffs, by the way. And I just have a connection to this because growing up, it was kind of a rare treat, honestly, because me and my dad loved these chips, but my mom really didn't. So every time she would get it, she would be grumbling oh, you're gonna get the living room messy, you're gonna spread orange dust everywhere. But me and my dad, we would just sit on the couch, just happily munching away. My dog trying to get some too.
Yeah.
It's just great. Yeah.
Totally worth the orange powder in your fingers.
Oh yeah. I love the taste.
As of right now, where do you see yourself taking your degree after graduation?
I think I like kind of touched on it before, but I do like working with water, so I do want to like maybe stay in New York State and like work at a wastewater management facility. And yeah, like I just want to be able to like, keep places like Lake Erie unpolluted and like have it be a spot for people to like safely swim in without getting any diseases. And yeah, or just like tracking like with COVID.
Nice. All right, that is all of our questions. Kate, thank you for talking with me and sharing your favorite snack today.
Of course, I enjoyed trying the cookies.
Thank you for joining us for a C Snack Swap.
Bye.
Bye.